am still waiting for the day that our mid laners, that our coaches will actually pull out, you know, like a Xerath hard counter, poke this champion down, get him in the dirt, but we haven't had it just quite yet.
I know, we had the hover down to 3 seconds. Praise through is like, I've cast it before, I don't want to see it, and then we didn't. But I would have liked to have him have to cast that, but didn't come through. Lulu on the table here as well. Honestly works, I would say, great in both contexts. I think certainly Zeri Yuumi is one, but Zeri Lulu I feel like we see even more.
And honestly, they both just trade those supports. Like Sivir Yuumi is just as popular too, so exactly. I completely agree.
So, but looks like Zeri Sivir is likely to be the trade unless CLG has a high priority on getting Poppy. Interestingly, they have kind of left one up for a bit there. Priority again on the Lulu, but it means that something big is going away as Seraphine to be grabbed instead. That's expecting to be Seraphine as farm bot, but we have seen her as just the hard mid laner. We've seen her as the non-farming support as well. So triple flex right now.
My idea is that it should go into the Azir. I actually think it's better into Azir than as a farming bottom laner. Seraphine kind of like, you know, a little bit of a kiddie pool, dips into the hard poke into Azir. The long range poke damage is there. So that's what I'm hoping for, it to go into the hands of Abbeddage. I think this is actually a very good matchup for Seraphine. So hopefully this is kind of step one of getting more teams into hard poke champions versus Azir.
Cool. And as you can see, the lock-ins come through. Yeah, you are, of course, showing Seraphine almost certainly as the mid laner. You can go support. I know you talked about the matchup already, but I don't expect Seraphine Aphelios to be a lane. Lulu Sivir is going to be the answer. So, Zeri, as much as people love to complain about her, unpicked, unbanned in this draft, neither team here thinks it's their best opportunity as they vie for the top of the standings. Under Thieves, of course, still able to fight for first place, trying to keep up with Evil Geniuses. CLG over that top 3 is a double Canadian shoe.
Trying to hint something there with the Vi comments because it just started making me think about Vi ultimates onto Aphelios. It's also a possibility. I really don't see a reason to not go Poppy though, especially with Hex Flash bug being fixed.
Sure.
So Hex Flash is enabled this weekend as well as the turret damage bug was fixed. So dives are a go.
Yeah, well, there's your first ban right away. Poppy is gone. I will say, anytime where you're not destroying dashes, I think Poppy does feel kind of bad. Like, yeah, there's Gale Force, but Seraphine has none. And based on what gets picked, you know, top and support, you may see none at all, right? Like, okay, Yuumi does, but if you play a different enchanter like Nami, you don't have anything going on there. So she can lose value based on comp. Not have to change the entire meta by any means. And regardless, one of Thieves still cares a lot about that champion. CLG getting rid of one of the safe top laners. The prediction, I believe, from Raz was CLG goes for counter pick out of top lane, and yet Closer shows up and shuts it down anyway. Looks like that is still the plan based on the fact they're getting rid of Sejuani.
Yeah, I mean, red side is almost always counter pick for top lane, so that is a very safe bet. Speaking of the Vi, though, Vi's looking better and better here as Poppy and Trundle both banned out. I know Contractz does play it. And it's also, you know, as we said, quite good into both Seraphine and Aphelios.
Ornn
Raz is already wrong!
Raz is already wrong! And we get Ornn from the chat here. Thank you. Thank you.
Where's the Ornn guy? I love Ornn, baby!
Aatrox looks like the counter pick here. Definitely really good in the matchup. A lot of gameplay around that one. I'm still really partial, I think, to Mordekaiser and Singed, where you can just destroy the ultimate entirely. I think those end up being really, really fun. Singed is buffed next patch. I actually want to see Singed Ornn counters next week when we head into playoffs. Around the world, honestly, I think it's really, really good. Yeah. But now we have to see what Heart of Thieves want. The Seraphine is technically still a flex, mid and support available. Which way is it going? What is Huhi picking in to round out the composition?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of it, though, the Aatrox is very good at getting lane pressure on the Ornn. And because of the sustain in the kit, should give 100 Thieves that pushing top lane for Ssumday.
Okay, turns back Leon at the last second there for Huhi, but more engaged coming through. You've got triple melee for the Seraphine ult to pass through. Wukong, Leona can start it up, and Aatrox can follow right up.
There's our bye, baby. Oh! I will say also, Leona good into Sivir with the Zenith Blade on Spell Shield, so you can still get into range, no problem. Jarvan shows up for the Cataclysm, also doubly effective. I mean, Seraphine and Aphelios both with no escapes. Either one of those is going to be great, but I think that Jarvan just pairs nicely with the Ornn to try and keep them in a little area for your Ornn ultimate to come through as well.
Yeah.
Nice stuff here. Excited for this matchup. Top lane definitely should be controlled early on by 100 Thieves. We shall see where Contractz goes early. Jarvan, of course, is one of these junglers where you can have crazy level 1s and start at even enemy red buff and go level 2 red buff ganks. There are a ton of options with this champion.
That's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this draft. I really like CLG's overall. Just feels like an incredibly nice, well-rounded team fight comp where their DPS output is absurd. I think their safety is actually not too bad. Certainly, yeah, Sivir Spell Shield does not work well into Wukong.
Corner there, I see you with the sign. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. Let's get into it. 100 Thieves versus Counter Logic Gaming. Only 2 games separates them as we head towards playoffs.
With 2 games to play, CLG could tie the head-to-head. Maybe we see him fight and get as high as second. I read all things in Leet, so to me it's Katakobi, and so that's the Jarvan skin line we should go for.
Oh, that actually
it's
sounds
just you
sick.
as a Jarvan.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that sounds sick. And then I just cataclysm, just it's made up of a bunch of cats. It's a circle of cats, and they just like march around.
Like throws up a basketball and then like hooks to it, and it's you get like the jump man pose, you know?
Yeah. Big dunk. I
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
All right. Level 1, they do get the Raptor Ward here. But of course, CLG have the pre-existing ward. They know that this Raptor Ward was placed. So I know that you know, Phreak.
Oh, yes. And I mean, then you have to play around. You like play mind games.
I just realized I was also still wearing my sunglasses as we're casting and not on screen.
During champ select.
Why is the screen so dark?
That's my normal League of Legends experience. It's constantly in black and white.
Yeah. Looking for the gray screens as usual. Okay, so the Seraphine lane though should be really nice at farming out with Azir. Has started with the Dark Seal refillable potion too. To go with the greedier route. And of course, the long range versus Azir is the best strategy to take against this champion. Trying to outrange him and poke him down because he doesn't have any inherent sustain. That's one of the main counters. The other one, of course, is going for assassin play, but not going to see any of that in this game.
Nice for the CLG duo actually defending their own ward, of course. Guardian Lulu basically unalienable of a 1. Huhi really can't get in and get anything done. FBI kept taking poke. So good job by CLG sticking up for that one as we take a look at all 3 lanes at once. Ssumday has control, unsurprisingly. CLG in the duo, again, Rangers melee, every level 1 lane always belongs to ranged.
Palafox getting a lot of free damage here on Abbedage as Abbedage moves back up, trying to get into experience range here. Takes a lot of extra autos. So much damage here being put out by him, but of course, as we expected, the Aatrox pushes the Ornn in on top side, so 2 pushing lanes here for CLG, 1 for the 100 Thieves, and Contractz going for the invade off the bottom. Timer is correct for Smite fight.
It's going to be closer. We go 6-12 on it. One. They're going to look at closer. He's walking away for a bit
passive
here.
auto smite.
Yeah, passive auto smite. Cakes it. Thank you for the red buff. Contractz with a great invade off of bot lane pressure with Poome showing up to help.
Yeah, and they're not done yet. They've got a ward on closer. They see him.
Smite though. Oh, he's going to go for the knockup. Gets a bit of damage there. Ignite is on. First blood. Emily's wrong as well.
Contractz not fooled by the attempt at the S-juke from the Wukong. Wukong now, by the way, you should never get fooled by that. If you press W, your clone will auto-attack. So if you're trying to actually juke people,
A move. Basically.
Abbedage, he's next.
What's gonna happen? W auto is gonna flash the wall. He knows not to. Palafox has aggro. Palafox drops it, and Contractz is already 2-0.
El Contracto 2-0 on the heavy ganking Jarvan here. Successful invade, Phreak. Kill on the Wukong, plus gank towards mid lane. This kid is so aggressive. Love playing with him. We'll get him up here on the desk as well for a cast later in the day. So I'm also happy that he should be happy for the cast. And, we'll see about this one here. Closer under attack here on the big Krug. As they know, they had that ward. You can see by the Krugs. Poome coming with Contractz. Just really good synergy there.
Really beautifully done. So now in the bottom lane, Poome takes some pretty good damage. Has a shield, he's ignited, but he will live. 100 HP left on him. Nice attempt there by the 100 Thieves bottom lane. Still playing aggressively as no one's taken... Actually, CLG have gotten one recall off, so he's actually up a cooldown here in the bottom lane for Luger. And even still, FBI gets some decent pressure off.
All right, so 100 Thieves trying to recover from the early onslaught there from CLG. Closer does get the blue buff invade off. That is the cost, of course, of going for so many ganks there. And Contractz showing himself going up to the top side jungle, so Closer at least gets something back. They take the blue buff from CLG, they take the bottom Scuttle Crab to secure some more vision for themselves.
As the wave gets pushed in, looks like it is a non-cannon wave, so a pretty safe one to push through, and Huhi won't be there in time to make it freeze, so happy for CLG. They can get another recall off. Maybe. Ah, nice. Okay, grabs the aggro, pulls it up, and just stays in XP range. So, yeah, this will chill for a while. Nice little last hitting.
Yeah. It's not enough to freeze, of course, but it will be a slow push. So that always makes you think. Since you know you're going to be building up basically this mini objective of a big minion wave slow pushing on bottom lane, you can try and coordinate your jungler around it. Unfortunately, they have a deficit of pressure in mid lane with the early gank, and Palafox being able to push here pretty hard on Azir makes those plays a little bit more risky to pull off. Ssumday doing quite well, though, with his counter pick. Of course, Aatrox is the oldest and longest standing counter pick into Ornn. Just using the spell leech to be able to sustain through the lane, constantly going for these chunks onto the Ornn. Nice CS lead there on the top side for Ssumday.
Yeah, looking really good. Dhokla going to take his first teleport back to the lane now, finally refilling his health and mana bar. Ssumday, I think, wants to get as much as he can on his first recall. We'll see if he's going for the Eclipse version we've been seeing so much more of. Though into a tank, maybe he chooses to go the Gordon stance instead, just as, you know, he might not want lethality in the matchup. We'll see what he goes for, ultimately.
Also, I always look for increased value on Gore Drinker if there are a lot of melees and short-range champions on the opponent team. This game, there actually aren't that many. Sivir's pretty short-range for an AD carry, but definitely could still have some value.
Yeah. See which way he goes once his recall comes through. If it's going to be a Dirk or the active. Now, Contractz back to his top side, level 5 right here. Equal farms, ultimately. Yes, he got a steal, but Closer got the blue buff back later on. Just the kill advantage. Of course, his clear will be faster. And now, Dhokla just think, okay, well, I'll trigger grass. You know, my health bar is full. On a second turn, pretty safely. And Ssumday will finally take his recall off. Like he's low enough that he's going to respect the dive, I think. With no items, you know, Jarvan comes across. He actually might find himself killed, so... will finish the recall, will TP, and it is going to be the Gore Drinker option.
All right, so bigger front line then, more sustain. You remember the big revenge 1v5 giant heal he got off. Heal sustaining the front line there through. And it does also kind of synergize with Abbeddage, trying to keep that front line up. Constant heals coming through. Constant shields. Closer, though, looking for the level 6 on Wukong. That's what you really want for the big first 100 Thieves move. Without the Wukong level 6, it's pretty unlikely that any of their lanes go very aggressive.
And he passes by to the bottom side here. Contractz without getting spotted. Definitely a couple of good ganks off of early lane pressure from his teammates, but it has slowed down here for CLG. 2 kills and a dragon already at 7.5 minutes, but the gold lead has shrunk from around 1,200 to 600 as the lanes have gotten better and better. You can see that it's gigantic in the mid lane, plus 20 for Palafox. He's crushing this one, but Ssumday is doing very well up here, plus 20 himself. So nearly mirroring the exact
chickens.
Yeah.
Defending the chickens.
I mean, cannibalism maybe soon for Palafox, I don't know. Yeah, wow. Just everyone, you know.
Level 6 advantage for Contractz, but Closer does get the smite on it, so able to actually acquire most of his own chickens.
But Poome is now in for the red buff steal. Looks like it's going to be pretty fair for CLG as Dhokla couldn't restore it, but with vision on Closer, this man is undiveable. Red buff is stolen. Much more valuable than the chickens themselves.
They gave it to Poome.
Oh, wow. Not sure that was intentional. Probably not.
Probably not. Contractz is still wearing his own red buff for now, but you're going to have some extra Bernie Lulu glitter auto attacks coming through.
Occasionally useful. I'm going to go ahead and knock down this ward, maybe. Actually choosing not to auto it, interestingly enough. Maybe unsure of where everyone else is. Of course, with Huhi walking through mid, there was a chance at 3v1. The new Closer could be the side. Yeah.
They're rotating bottom.
I mean, this is going to easily die before CLG shows up. So this is 100 Thieves. Closer just beelines it there from chickens and says, okay, you're too far away. It's going to be Herald, and he's going to get it.
I wonder why CLG are bringing their bottom lane up. Because since their Ornn is hard pushed in, there's no way that they fight this. This is definitely a waste of time if they don't, like, hard push on mid or something.
Rift Herald dies!
Okay, so it is a giant waste of time then.
Yes.
Yeah, bottom lane walked all the way up through the river, even though top lane was, chunked out under tower. And that's a big W there for 100 Thieves. They don't give up any turret plates on the bottom side in going for that Rift Herald. Definitely a huge objective for them. 660-something odd gold lead for CLG. Will get evened out a bit more by the Rift Herald getting a couple plates.
Indeed. I mean, so often it's like, oh yeah, we'll get 2 plates, you get Herald. It's like,
no payment.
We get a wave hand Herald.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. Poome's gonna try to hold this one. Indeed, can self-shield. There you go, bud. Technically correct to like take a little bit of aggro first, then your health regen kicks in, and then you can shield after like the first 3 shots come across. Really, really minor optimization, but technically it's there. And yeah, Poome gets the wave, make sure Luger loses no XP and gold, and he's gonna decide to shove it. Now this is into a cannon, so Sivir pushes cannon waves pretty slowly. This will mean that some of this farm can be picked up as FBI walks back down after looking at mid. Won't drop too much. And Dhokla again pushed away. Ssumday still cannot find his way to the kill, but crushing this lane by 26 CS and more to come.
All right, Dragon arriving in 30 seconds. The groundwork being laid with a couple of these control wards through the river. CLG now moving and sweeping out all of this work that the 100 Thieves just did. 100 Thieves just invested a bunch of vision here through the river, and it instantly clears out both the control wards. They don't quite catch that. The sweeper does not see the little ward inside of the Dragon Pit.
That could definitely matter. Ward goes down. Poome takes that as well. Just constantly taking resource from his jungler. Really disgusting play out of the Canadian, but you know, it's okay. You know, it's fine. Junglers don't need gold or something. I don't know, Kobe. Persecuted class or something. Poome and Luger put back down under the turret as Contractz just sacrifices again to cover this bottom lane to make sure they can kill some melee minions.
I mean, Ssumday walking down means it's got to be a guaranteed 100 Thieves Dragon here, so Dhokla, maybe, he's actually not even pushing on the turret to get turret plates. Once again, 100 Thieves get an objective. CLG don't get anything yet.
Oh no, CLG get themselves a dirt nap real quick. The stun's coming across, Luger forced away. They might find Poome, the flash follow. And it's Huhi who gets the kill. Thank you to Ignite. CLG maybe looking for the re-engage though. The dunk comes across, is it enough though? Because Abbeddage is here! And they hand deliver 900 gold.
100 Thieves are just walking all over this map. They're walking all over CLG. FBI with a bunch of extra chakrams there. They're gonna get some more turret plates as well. 100 Thieves are just taking over.
This is an entire tower. Here's the Rift Herald as well. So CLG with a magnificent start. The lanes had pressure. Contractz cashed in, and now it is 100 Thieves cashing in off of a huge play in the bottom side. CLG late, and then, well, the late CLG, they have died.
Yeah. All right. After the recall here, oh, never mind. Let's get into the replay. Herald charge does get off, but they know that they are numbers disadvantaged down here. Walking up, Huhi lands the ultimate into the Zenith Blade to get this engage. FBI with the ulti stacks up so many chakrams, able to flash, take down Poome, and then the re-engage here onto 3 of them. Pretty aggressive and not successful there for CLG. So 100 Thieves, they just run the Rift Herald play, then instantly rotate their top laner down, run this Dragon play, and get some extra nice kills on their way out as well.
Yeah, and a 1,400 gold lead. Tied Drakes looking pretty good. Next Herald coming up before too long, and 100 Thieves can break this game open. The Mythic's coming across already. Top, jungle, and bot lane all have theirs. So Tower Spike is up. We'll see if CLG can answer that by the time the second Herald fight comes in, and at least CLG gets some time. Shield a bit late there from Poome, to be honest, but Whimsy gives some attack speed. As Luger pushes in for a couple of turret plates. They will get some done, but here comes Abbeddage. Wants to creep for the plate if they can get it. 2 more autos. Yeah, now you have to ult though. Nah, Whimsy's gonna be enough. Okay, good play by the squad. As Poome converts his support item. Frostfang in finally has wards. Pretty late, could not find time to harass people apparently.
All right, moving back up through the river though. Just trying to make sure they can continually push out this wave now that they have no tower, no defense there. Requires a little bit of extra movement here for CLG. Rotation down from the other side here for 100 Thieves. Gonna keep Poome on the bottom side. Keep Aphelios here, FBI in mid against Palafox, constantly taking these waves at the turrets. And Contractz hovering again, the Sivir on bottom side, who does not have any safety to go back to.
Yeah, thinking like, oh, maybe Wukong Seraphine goes for a play. And, you know, realistically, right, like you clone kind of through the wall, you walk up in Viz, you hope you get like the flash dash ult, like, you know, maybe find something, right? And it's like, okay, I'm here for the counter gank, but no play made. And just Dhokla walks back slowly to top lane, down now 39 CS, the number, okay, 37, but still, it has grown and grown. as top lane has just been completely Ssumday. He's roamed out and gotten objectives.
All right, next thing to look at is the setup for Rift Herald #2, because Rift Herald #2 with the buffs is actually a very valuable objective. 200 more gold added to it. It has a lot more health for the charge. And for the last 2 objectives, 100 Thieves have had complete domination of them. This time around, CLG moving over there very early to try and get some wards pushed down. They do have the wave pushing in on them on the bottom side, though.
Down goes the mid wave, and here comes Abbeddage back into the squad. As, yep, Herald is spawning soon, so the team has got to be around 4. Mythic Power Spike is in. 100 Thieves probably win this one every time, but CLG want to play around it. They got a bit of Fog of War gameplay going on right now. Azir puts up some soldiers, but here comes Ssumday, and guess what? It's a 5v5. The 100 Thieves almost certainly win. Ornn is not here. Ornn could TP, but that would telegraph it pretty mightily. CLG waiting around. They will knock the mid lane wave and be like, they're hitting Herald. We know they're hitting Herald. Herald's dying. Indeed. All right, we're getting a wave on Ornn.
Yeah, I mean, they're also pushing in mid lane. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're not just standing around watching it. They're pushing in mid. They're pushing down bottom. It looks like a Aatrox invade is going to find Contractz as he's farming.
And he'll go back up. Palafox there as well as the Krugs are being stolen away. And top being pushed in by the Aphelios. Seraphine claims the mid lane, no problem. Loses maybe 1 or 2 CS. And top lane Adder is now just outright dying. No Herald needed. Just FBI is too big to fight. And so off of that play, down goes another tower.
Yep, traded with the bottom tower there for Dhokla, pushing in on the Ornn. Still getting solo experience for him, trying to get to that level 13 breakpoint for the passive. Dragon coming up again here, 15 seconds to go on it, and 100 Thieves making the rotation. They send FBI recall right now, getting back to base. Won't be there on Dragon spawn, but see about the rush.
Little recall stop there. Drake is indeed up, and Azir, of course, with that TP, is walking his way down. So Dhokla gonna start it right away, trying to burn it as fast as they can, hoping that Huhi still wants to recall somewhere else. His mid wave is in. This could be a rush down.
Yeah, brittle procs quite nice on these dragons. They are a bit tankier than before,
60%.
but with the Aphelios walking from base, 7,000 health left on it.
Well, it would have been dead
Ssumday
right
did.
about now, and now they've got the rest of the team in range. How much time are they going to buy, though? Because Abbeddage spotted. Here comes the Ornn. Ornn, here comes the team fight. Engage comes in. Triple knockup, looking for a whole lot more. Trying to find that first kill. Poome just barely dies. Will they trade one back? Yes, Wukong is dropped. Palafox runs for his life. Double kill in for the AD carry. Luger staying alive. Hits back on Ssumday. Dodged away from more damage to Abbeddage. Into the Fog of War goes the Aatrox. Spell shields a bit. Flash shield gets out for now. Health bars low, 2-1 in favor of CLG.
CLG get the extra kill, but Dhokla sectioned off. Ssumday gets a knockup #1 on him. #2.
He's gonna go get away with the dash right now, but maybe FBI can be attacked by Contractz and Luger. Not just yet, though.
Palafox could teleport in. Palafox recalled on the Azir. Here he goes. He's teleporting in.
Flank play on Abbeddage, gonna knock down a couple of minions, but there's really no way you live for this one, right? The minions are gonna hit him, and he's gonna drop 3 kills now, CLG. Looking for the next fight right now. TP coming in from their flank play. FBI should be attacked. Flash is up for the Ornn. They've knocked down the Aatrox. 4 kills now. CLG right back into the game.
The double teleports for CLG. Bring it right back. They get the chase out on Abbeddage. Ssumday as well goes down with the sweep from Palafox.
Good on CLG. Finally in the mid game, they show up to the fight on time, ready to go, and they get a couple of kills. Mid lane tower will still be traded. Plus 3 kills, plus a dragon, minus mid lane outer turret. CLG come out ahead in this one. As closer, we'll look to take down the Raptors, and we'll do so.
This game back and forth, Phreak. Really, we've had 3 chapters this game. Yeah. Chapter #1, early game Contractz, CLG. Chapter 2, 100 Thieves dominating the neutral objectives. But
Yeah.
we've just opened chapter #3. CLG now with 2 dragons, bringing back a bunch of money with those kills as well. And let's take another look at how this fight sectioned off, because it actually broke into 2 different sections here. Wukong, giant 3-person knockup here, but there's not a lot of damage backup actually behind the knockup. So it goes about a 1-for-1. They get the stopwatch out. Palafox on the top of your screen got shoved off by FBI. So FBI damage was on the Azir, pushing him out of the fight. CLG come away with 2, and then kind of have to scramble. You see Palafox, he goes back to base after pushing out the wave, healed back up, and that teleport made the entire difference, because he sweeps in, he gets both solo laners killed, and then you have Dhokla coming in. He's going to blow the flash of Abbeddage, or excuse me, of FBI there. while the rest of the team picks up the kill on the second 100 Thieves solo laner and the Dragon as well.
Speaking of Abbeddage, the man missed, unfortunately, basically every spell. He tried to ult to follow in the Wukong, hit nothing because Wukong's already dashing forward, so nothing on the charm. Double Q came off, everyone's already dead when it lands. He lands like a single E on exactly Contractz, and that was his contribution to the main team fight, and that is not what you want out of your mid laner, but Poome, he's likely to die here on the Lulu, gets the self-shield, shields back up, the Ultion still drops to Huhi. Team fight begins again, and Closer, burning down, will stay alive for now. The Azir turret drops, out goes the Azir as one comes through for the Wukong. Sorry for Contractz now on the Jarvan, still close to the outside here, but there's nowhere for Dhokla to go. They will find him in this kill, 2 to 100 Thieves.
And 100 Thieves strike back! This game is just going side to side, Phreak. 100 Thieves, they started all out with a pick onto Poome, who he trying to hunt down the last kill, can't find it, but 100 Thieves will get a tower for their team fight victory.
3 to 1 and mid lane tier 2. Thank you, 550 gold earned. That's looking really good right now. So well done, 100 Thieves, to find that engaged. They know the Lulu is the easy pick. Flash was down, should have been timed, and it was just free.
So much gold off of that for 100 Thieves too. With the secondary tower, they move in a bunch of ward coverage for themselves to set up the next play. That's going to push it up over 3,000, the gold lead now, 400 Thieves. Here's a look in our Roccat flip the switch replay. That was Huhi finding the pick onto Poome. And then they teleport on the ward that gave him that vision to actually get the pick. So even though Dhokla comes in the back there with the Ornn ultimate, just at the end, they had the Palafox disengage, but Abbeddage, guess what? He hit the charm this time around.
Yeah.
That Seraphine ult right over everybody, and then they annihilate the CLG backline. Definitely a big, big difference this time around. He's able to hit the Seraphine ult into the big Q.
Yeah, pretty much just sealed instantly Luger's doom. He was summoners down. You can see there's the output you want out of the team fight. Wukong, a lot of the deletion on Lulu, and yeah, Abbeddage did everything to make sure that Sivir died as well. And a 3 to 1 in the turret. So we look back into the game, 3,000 gold difference, up a Drake for CLG. Will say I think their Drakes are arguably better. I can't imagine how he's getting much from the slow resist in a lot of these cases. So that'll feel pretty good if CLG can somehow, hold on. At least their skilling's gonna look good off of Azir and Sivir, getting a bunch of bonus stats, but it is a long road to go until they feel like they're back into this one, I feel like. Aphelios solidly on 2 items. Again, LDR second is a power drop. Once you get to IE, you're feeling really good about your tank killing. Yeah,
there's actually a few 2-item power spikes here for 100 Thieves that are really, really big. Wukong, once you get the Black Cleaver on top of your Sunder, being able to shred even more armor, this Aphelios is just going to hit straight through everybody. Black Cleaver shred, plus the LDR, plus the lethality that you get from leveling up. This, FBI is definitely going to do basically true damage. Honestly, too, the Seraphs plus the Liandry's there for Seraphine is just huge AoE damage that's going to be pumped out. And the cooldown reduction that is on the new Seraphs is so nice for just these spam champions.
Yeah, looks really, really good. We'll see if he goes for... I'm partial to Riley's third on Seraphine, just making your E, like, self-stun.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, it auto-slows, your E is always the root, double E is always a stun. It just feels amazing, and yeah, what I'm partial to as far as Seraphine builds are concerned, and it makes sure you can't be dope, because honestly, like, we could see Jarvan and Azir trying that stuff, and 400 health does a lot to knock that one away. See which way it goes, though, because Dragon's coming up soon. Now, it can be given. CLG have 2, 100 Thieves only have 1.
Yeah.
And right now, CLG playing for mid-wave.
Since we are looking at the item spikes, Azir does not quite have the Shadow Flame finish, so CLG a little behind on some of these completions. No Death's Dance yet for Contractz. No Shadow Flame for the Azir either. So 100 Thieves definitely have the better items.
And they knocked on the midway first and made sure there was no counterpunch by CLG, so they will stick around and try to find if there's a fight to be had. Huhi waiting in the wings, though, on his own control ward. Not spotted, goes to the stun. Only a couple of slows the back line. Seraphine hits it, and it's going to land in a Lulu. FBI's ready to claim Dhokla. Huge frontline damage, and Poome's going to be next. 2 for 0 for the AD carry. Chases for a bit more. Closer finds the knockup, but Contractz able to EQ and buffers that one away. But here comes the rest of it, because they've been found, and Ssumday knocks him down.
100 Thieves!
No way you get this, Luger. No way.
Luger's trying to sneak the dragon while 100 Thieves just won the team fight. Now he's slowed with the Ocean auto attack. 100 Thieves are going to take it. They pick up their second dragon of the game and another definitive team fight victory.
I respect the attempt. I think there was a road 100 Thieves just turn right to Baron and say, hey, 3 for nothing, go Baron, it's free. Like, that is a call they could make. Luger goes, I could... But Blue Trinket has that play by FBI, I believe, to say, what is this happening? It was. And just a great fight. Good start engage, and they just burned Dhokla.
Yeah. Leona ult here, and they section off backline and frontline. see CLG's backline right here only gets a little damage into Abbeddage. Meanwhile, the front line is just melting over on the other side, and so they have to retreat afterwards. 100 Thieves, really good focus in this team fight. Better focus on the left side there with the cash that they were able to get. And again, Leona ultimate into Wukong and Seraphine ultimate there. Like, you don't get to move.
Nicely done right there. So, 4,000 gold and tied in Drakes. This is feeling great for 100 Thieves as their bid toward first place. They are a game behind Evil Geniuses and getting ever so close to locking in a top 2 spot. Keep in mind they're a game ahead of Team Liquid as well. Their chief competition now for that one with beating CLG. CLG can no longer finish top 2 as they can't keep up anymore, and so we'll keep you updated on brackets. But yeah, 100 Thieves looking good here, shaking off yesterday's loss.
All right, so CLG now have to start thinking about just mitigating losses here. They're trying to scale their Azir and Sivir. Sivir working on the Infinity Edge, as is FBI. Still pretty close as far as items go for the AD carries. And Sivir right now does give hope to a lot of people towards late game. You can kind of always at least cheer people up with that. But 100 Thieves on that Baron, and guess what? No vision for CLG. Control ward from 100 Thieves turns out the lights. 8,000 health and dropping.
New vision. They're going to try again. Poome can drop the new ward over the wall. 4K health.
4K,
They've got people
3K,
around. Contractz is not in range yet. Smited, claimed. Well done, 100 Thieves. Keep the jungler away long enough. Huhi going to Kaido out, no problem. But they want this fight, CLG. Knock up only onto 1. They dodge away from the Seraphine ulti. That might be the go button as Luger runs up. Luger has to flash back out, though. Got nothing for his plays of aggression. And that is now a summoner down Sivir. Next team fight's going to look better against them.
Yeah, nice little sneak attack there from Closer from the inside of the Baron pit. Bides his time, goes in on Luger, and CLG reeling from these 100 Thieves team fight victories. 5.5 thousand gold, Baron buff acquired for the Thieves. See how far they can push. Secondary towers available on both sides of the map here, so trying to get Ssumday down to split push on the bottom side first. They can easily go for the 4-1, try and disengage the counterplay.
Fans in attendance still hoping for the CLG comeback. It's cool to see. I got dunked today by someone with a CLG jersey on, so appreciated that.
So did I.
Yep.
Palafox looking for the top tower to push while they're getting it.
See, the thing about the TSM chance, at least they won yesterday, so you're almost like more, it's like almost more correct, you know? Bottom lane, though, about to be the object of the attention here of 100 Thieves, because guess what? They want more gold, and 800 will be joining their pockets just now. Bam! Claimed.
Palafox going for 2 towers. They're going to have to give up this inhibitor turret with no Azir.
I think defensible, though. Realistically, their wave 3 maybe not good enough, and this is going to be dangerous. You don't have flash. Too much for Luger. Way too much. You cannot fight for that tower. And he dies unceremoniously. Closer was always going to be able to find him. Does so. And now guess what? 5v4 with the Nexus turrets. This is going to be the play. Trying Thieves to end the game here. Engage once again not yet found, but somebody happy to hold the front line. Ult not going to find its target for Huhi. First tower about to drop. Going to find the engage, and they will look for FBI, but he flashes back to safety. That's summoner spell crucial for an AD carry. Just going to find the damage to the back line. The Palafox getting dropped down to 1k health. They will lose the jungler. Trying to kite away, trying to stay alive. Dhokla slowed up, almost dead. The Fountain will give them a brief respite here on CLG's side. There's still a bit of a wave, but just the cannons. They will not take aggro. The new wave comes in, 3v5, round 2. Sivir up in 2 seconds. And CLG will try yet again here. Poome gonna be attacked, flash to safety. Here's the Sivir, they gotta take this fight now as best they can. Runs up, can't find the target. Neither can Ssumday just yet, though. Dhokla getting lower and lower, 1,000 out the front line. Ssumday still winning around, but kiting it out pretty nicely. Palafox is up, knock up is found, but not on a primary target. There's the root, there's the kill. They're gonna get the top laner, and down goes Dhokla. Ssumday still happy. On to the Nexus turrets they go, 5v3 again. Out goes the Emperor, but he's still got his kingdom falling, and there's the game. 100 Thieves knocked down CLG.
100 Thieves in 28 minutes, Phreak. Really good objective calls from the 100 Thieves. The timing windows here, they were ahead on a lot of the early ones, setting up and even taking it before CLG reacted to them. The team fights then, except for the one single one around Dragon where they got split up, the combos of Leona into Seraphine, Wukong, winning multiple team fights back to back to back.
Really nicely done. The early game was so good. You call it out. Palafox in the early lane was doing so well against Abbeddage. Bot lane had pressure and it turned into a buff steal. First blood into second blood within about 40 seconds. Like such a good early start. And then from there onwards, it was just all 100 Thieves onto Herald on a second dragon. Incredibly well played by this squad. Kind of scraping off the dirt from the first couple of minutes of this game. Played so well in the mid game.
Definitely deserve that spot up there in the standings as well. A little pool party action for them.
It's good.
The heart of gold on the stage.
Well, CLG, they are still bound for playoffs. They have one regular season game left to play against Immortals. They have to expect that to be a win. But now, if they want top 3, if they want that bet, they will need Team Liquid to drop their games. CLG can reach at most 11-7 now. Team Liquid already at 11. 100 Thieves one of their opponents, so, you know, maybe they help out a little bit. But we're looking at, you know, maybe a 4th place CLG, maybe 5th, something around there based on how everyone else goes.
Yeah, now 100 Thieves only half a game behind Evil Geniuses, looking for that #1 seed heading towards playoffs.
You know what's cool is these glasses are like, they're really, really red. But if I put them on, they just look clear because of how light works. So I can't tell that I have tinted shades on when looking at the monitor. Anyway, just wanted to point that one out because it was weird to me. You look normal.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are very fashionable up here. Obviously, personal style choices all around. You know, pretty flowers and everything else. Yeah, to channel them, you know.
Question is, who are they going to interview?
Who are they going to interview?
What's your bet?
My bet for 100 Thieves?
Yeah.
I think they tried to close it last time, if I recall correctly. I'm just going to say Abbeddage.
Okay. I like it. We'll ask him.
Wait, I'm actually right.
Ask him about the Seraphine.
I didn't
Now
look
you
back.
cheated.
Yeah, but I was already right.
Well, we're preparing our interview